Welcome. What if I told you that the government has resources that can enrich your life? They can help you find the right school, the right home, the right job, start a business, and make you healthier. All of this and much more is there if you can understand it. The problem is it is stored and presented in such a way that it requires special skills to access and understand it. It's all there if you're literate about open data, but if you're not, these promises are out of reach. However, we can apply the principles of contemporary media literacy to bridge the gap of understanding and make the promise of open data a reality. When the term open data was first used, it promised to offer economic growth and broad-based social value, as well as transparency and accountability for government. The economic growth has occurred, but the promised social value of open data has not been widely realized. Going forward, open data needs to be implemented as a contemporary media literacy to achieve broad social value. It's been a long 10 years since the Obama administration first issued a directive that all agencies should strive to release their data in open formats, citing transparency, participation, and collaboration as three desired goals. But to date, those goals haven't been realized. Open data, in fact, has become the de facto domain of well-educated technologists and big companies and out of the reach of ordinary people. As Mills states in her book, Literary Theories of the Digital Age, literacy is a form of cultural capital that is distributed in selective and uneven ways to different groups. To place it in context, to use open data, people need to possess special skills that are out of the reach of most people. But by applying the basic principles of media literacy, we can improve open data's effectiveness and achieve the goals that it promises. Overall, there are three ways that contemporary media literacy can improve open data. First, we need to provide better training to allow everyday people to understand how data affects them. There are programs like the LA Mayor's Data Academy that teach these skills, but it still expects people to come in with a background in data, math, and public policy. Instead, we need to have programs like the Data 101 program in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This program focuses on data understanding and the story that the data tells without burdening the student with math and statistics. It's less about spreadsheets and more about people. The second way media literacy can affect open data is the way the data is presented. Most open data is presented as websites and tables of data or maps of points. These types of presentations limit the usefulness to ordinary people, but when organizations make the effort to tell stories, it makes the data useful for everyone. Take, for instance, the state of Ohio. It presents its budget data using interactive visualizations to help people to understand and explore the data without sifting through enormous sheets of financial transactions. The graphs it uses rely on the fact that our eyes detect visual elements such as size, shape, and contrast, much the same way effective websites communicate with us. But an even more effective method is storytelling with data for the narrative map. The narrative map tells a story through space and time. The narrative map can plot this story through time and space to tell the story of the data. It uses multimedia techniques such as video, images, sound, and text to tell the story of a major issue such as racial inequity in Asheville, North Carolina. Here are some screenshots of that narrative map to help clarify what I'm saying. The focus is on storytelling and not the display of massive amounts of data. Finally, there needs to be training in critical thinking. Today, the use of data to influence our behaviors and opinions is widespread. Underlying this is the belief that those with power can better control people because they cannot see through the obfuscations and outright lies that they are subjected to on a daily basis. Critical thinking is the skill that allows people to examine that society, their place within it, and to challenge that place that if necessary. But a critically illiterate population will believe the media. It'll believe what it's being told, for example, that racial inequity is disappearing. But consider these additional statistics. The median black income in 2017 was 67% of the median white income, and the official black youth unemployment rate in 2018 was 7.3% compared to only 3.9% for white youth. Clearly, there's something going on there that people aren't considering. But traditional thinking provides no real-life data and carries the hidden message that learning critical thinking has nothing to do with learning to understand and control the world. But in the end, data alone doesn't empower people, as we've seen. To take advantage of open data, people need critical literacy, which includes the skills to understand, interpret, and create the data in context. But if we truly desire to use open data because we want a better informed citizenry and a fairer society, we must start by embracing the importance of media literacy and the need to provide infrastructure to help people build the skills necessary to create, read, and understand that data. The path forward for open data is media literacy because when empowered, people can make better decisions for themselves, advance their communities, and expand the opportunities afforded to them. Ultimately, this is the role of government, open data, and critical media literacy alike. Thank you. If you'd like to learn more, please look over the other material on the rest of this website.